where is the value that I provide truly, right? And so I've been thinking about that. Where's the true value? And I'm going to pay for an editor.
That's been something that's been heavy in the back of my head for a while, but yeah, keep going down train of thought, because that's almost spot on to where I've been going for the last 2 months.
Yeah, because I've heard other people say it. I remember Gary, Gary V.
Yeah.
He always says make a lot of content. Like he over exaggerates his bullshit, but he's always like post like 50 videos a day. Do this. And he met with a young girl. She's like, I've been posting every single day for like 2 years, and all my videos get like 100 views. He's like, do I just keep going? He goes, uniquely enough, since you did that for 2 years, you need to not do that anymore, because now you know it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of realization. It's like, we know how to get 1 million views, but 1 million views over a year it's not enough. Truly, from a business perspective, it's not enough. From like, a hobby, sure. But from the grand scheme of things, like, how do you make that better? What value do you provide in the long term? And how do you help the day-to-day people who are coming by looking for something? And what are those people looking for? And how do you deliver it to them in a fashion that they're going to be able to watch in a 10, 15-minute segment or shorter on their lunch break, before bed, something of that nature. And those kind of things I've been thinking about. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen Landmark's new content, but god damn, I don't know who he hired to be his editor, but that shit is so good now, bro. It's crazy.
I watched one of his videos and it looked a little like, off. And I was like, oh my God, that's where
the video accentuates his personality really, really well without being cheesy. And like, that editor is quite nice.
That's the conclusion I came to with streaming. When I was streaming a lot and I was like streaming 8 hours a day and I was trying to edit those streams, I realized I'm like, I can't edit my own streams. It's funny. And this is one of the reasons I love talking to you, because you come at everything from the content perspective. Like, editing isn't your passion, right? Whereas what got me into YouTube and what eventually kind of like started to get me traction was just my love for editing, not my love for making content.
It's unique because it's not even a content perspective. I realized that like I may not be as creative as the person as I've always thought of myself to be. And I've been like looking at myself and like the way that I visualize information and realizing that I don't have a visual memory. So it makes like thinking about things very differently when I ask other people, like, if I ask you to close your eyes and picture an apple, what do you see?
Oh, I see an apple. I see thousands of apples.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, you have my buddy has there's
it's called like aphasia or something.
I'm trying to remember the name of the disease. I call it a disease. It's not really a disease. It's just a genetic.
It's just a different way of thinking, and I don't see an apple. I know that an apple could be red. I know what an apple would look like. And it's more like an intuitive knowledge of being like, I have seen one before, so thus I know what it is. That influences the way that I create things. And at the end of the day, I'm a business mind. Like, I think about stuff in lists. When you said it's a content thing, it's not even like a creative standpoint. It's just
like, I guess
checklist in my mind. Like, I know what to do, how to do it, when to do it. The creative part is the variable that I struggle with, I think.
See, on the flip side is that I guess when I said content, I guess I mean the ubiquitous term was a good way to describe this better, more in depth. Like, you looked at it as, or I looked at you anyways more as somebody who was trying to go down I'm going to use the word traditional route, the traditional route of most gamer streamers, which is focusing on yourself and your skills and
be good at the game.
Be good at the game.
Thing. The competitive kind of thing.
I think is really good if you're really good at making guides or having an editor that's really good at making guides, because that's how you get people onto your skill. Like, well, I want to be able to snipe like that, but if you don't show people cool sniping videos, it's hard to
have them believe that you can snipe it at all.
That's where I ran into with Tarkov is like, I couldn't, like, my PvP skills aren't enough to teach the game, stream, play, and like create content. Like, I couldn't figure that algorithm out. Like, I could teach one-on-one. I look at editing now in the perspective of baking a cake. So with me, I bake a cake and then it's decorating the cake. But the problem is if somebody bakes a cake and then they do way too much weird shit to it, you start putting sprinkles on and you're like, all right, we got sprinkles. All right, let's put M&Ms on. It's like, oh, okay, let's put Skittles on too. And you're like, wait a minute, what are we doing? And the kids will love it. And people who are really drunk or really high will really love it. And then everybody else will look at it and go, that's diabetes. Like, it could be interesting, and occasionally you want that piece of that like really ridiculous cake. And I equate a lot of my videos to that I did them because I could, not because I should, which is, I think, a different way of saying what you're saying, which is trying to create value out of content. And the value,
all it is.
Yeah, and the value for my content has been the learning experience for the most part up until this point.
Well, that's your value, right?
That's my right.
That's the value you've gotten out of it. So what kind of value do you think you could provide?
Yeah, I think the greatest way to provide value first before we get into it is really letting people understand the value of what they're listening to. And they are listening, and we should welcome them to the FtBFtL, Fear to Burn, and Friends to Learn podcast, a talk show where gamers discuss the tactical genre, including gaming philosophy, concepts, systems, bugs, cheats, content creation, and more. We're your hosts, FearJBaller and Rectorol. We hope you'll join us on our journeys to understand better and improve while preserving our favorite genre.